context means everything. It can change your point of view on whatever it is you're listening to or whatever it is you're reading. So I listened to Steven Jackson talk about how he left his fiance at the altar because she wouldn't sign the prenuptial agreement. And then she came online and she had some responses. And it seemed there was a debate. He said he gave her the prenuptial agreement 3 to 4 months before the wedding. Then dropped $400,000 on the wedding. She said he gave her the prenup 2 weeks before the wedding. So I'm thinking Steven Jackson is a big man. He's smart. That takes a lot of discipline and a lot of restraint to stop yourself from making a major decision that was going to be a bad decision. He went on to say that when he said he wasn't going to get married and the wedding was being held up because they were at the church, that she said she's going to do it. She's going to sign it on the spot, and she was crying, and she gave it to him at the church or the facility, the hotel, whatever. And he read, and at the end she wrote some things in, and it said, I want a house, I want an allowance to be determined at a later date, I want representation, a lawyer to be brought up at a later date or whatever. No more kids, no infidelity on his part. And some of that stuff went right over my head because I'm thinking about the wedding. So I was going to do this video and talk to y'all, bring it to y'all and see what y'all think and let y'all know how I feel about it. Then I got to thinking, let me look around a little bit. Y'all know I got some intelligence up in this big head. Let me go do some research. Let me go check out what she has to say. Let me go look at some other things and see what other people are saying. Let me look at her background. And then, more than that, let me look at the time, the dates, and his contract. So Steven Jackson plays in the NBA. And I was on his side. I was rocking with him. I'm like, she's a gold digger. She said she want, what did she say she want? She said she wants a house, legal representation, an allowance, no more kids, no infidelity. Gold digger, gold digger, gold digger. Because if you write on a contract, it's not going to be good because someone can easily write in there. So everybody has to write in there. You change the contract, get it notarized, or had the lawyers do it or whatever. That's how it goes down. You just can't just write things in there. They got to change the entire document because some things that you write are going to contradict other things in the contract. Now check this out. I was rocking with Steven Jackson. Then I went back and did my research. And it turns out that she said he dumped her, or they broke up years earlier, and she was out in the cold with 2 kids and she had nowhere to go. And I can't remember where she went. She went back and stayed with her parents or whatever. I can't remember where she went. So that's why in the contract it said I need a house in my name just in case something happens. I'll have, somewhere to go, something to fall back on. That made total sense to me. Once I found out that they broke up or he dumped her or whatever and she had nowhere to go. That made perfect sense that she would like a house. And then I found out that they had 2 kids. So what's the problem with her saying, I don't want any more kids, but I need somewhere else for us to go if we get kicked out of your house or if you and I break up? And lastly, no more infidelity or no infidelity on your part, meaning you can't sleep around, you can't cheat. All of this stuff made sense. I'm not going to be swayed so easily. This video is brought to you by Wrap Snacks. That's right, Trina's Honeydew Cheese Puffs.
I'm the baddest bitch.
I'm thinking to myself, how much money did Steven Jackson make that year? Because that can make a world of a difference. NBA ball player, new contract, playing with the Atlanta Hawks or whatever. I look it up. He signed for 6 years, $38 million. Let's cut out the 38. Let's cut all the 38 out. let's cut it down to 6 million. So he made over 6 million in 1 year. Let's forget about the taxes. Let's forget about the lawyers and the agent fees and all that kind of stuff. Let's knock that 6 million or over 6 million for 1 year. Let's knock it down to 4 million. So 25% of that would be, 1 million. Let's knock that down to about $250,000, $300,000. What would be the problem with him getting her a house for about $250,000, $300,000, depending on where the house will be? What would be the problem of that if you're making $4 million a year? What would be the problem? You know how much that is? That's peanuts. You know what I'm saying? That's what? Less than 10% of the money? It's about 7% of the money for 1 year. Get her that house, keep doing your thing, and you still got what, almost $36 million to live on. Man, that sounds like a deal to me. So if it were me, Steven Jackson could have easily got her a house for $250,000, $250,000, $300,000, and put that into the daggone prenuptial agreement. That's simple. No infidelity and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be hard because you're an NBA player. I don't expect any NBA player, any NFL player, any WNBA player to be faithful when they have so many options and so much temptation. I don't expect it. Can it be done? Yes. Are a lot of them faithful? Yes. But I'm not putting my money on it. I wouldn't. Some things just come with the game, literally and figuratively. So, Steven Jackson, the story doesn't, it's a good story. And your truth, it stands out. But looking at it from her perspective, a woman being out on her own and the man go out and kick it with another woman, make more babies, and then she has to fight for child support and all that kind of stuff. That doesn't sit well with me, for real. It does not sit well. Look out for her. So if she's good enough for you to go in raw, you having sex with her raw, you cheated on her a few times, gave her a couple of babies, so y'all created some babies, and she was important enough for you to drop a $400,000 wedding on, why not let her have a house? She's worth it. The mother of your kids is worth it. And it's not like you made a mistake and had a kid worth it because you messed around and had a second kid. Now, where I don't feel sorry for her is she was with him for 9 years. Engaged, I believe, for 7, 8, or 9 years. And didn't get married. Didn't put her requirements out there. She just had the 2 kids. And I guess she thought it was a check for the 2 kids. Maybe she thought it was love. Maybe she thought down the line he's really going to settle down with me. Who knows what she thought. But you still put yourself out there. So once you put yourself out there and you allow someone to cross the boundaries that you set, or you don't set any boundaries, then anything that comes after that is fair game. You know what I'm saying? It's your fault and the other person's fault because you don't draw a line and he just keeps doing his thing, or you draw a line, he steps over it and you don't say anything, so he just keeps stepping over it. So she got caught up in the game, and I understand that. Plus you got this nice standard of living, lots of money floating around, NBA games, NBA wives, beautiful cars, beautiful homes. You're going around other celebrities, first name basis with their wives and everything. So it makes perfect sense to me why someone would get caught up and not put her foot down and say, oh, come on, let's get married. And, because he can easily kick you to the curb and find another woman who's going to deal with it for another 7, 8, or 9 years like you did. So I feel for you. And I understand where both parties are coming from. But she was worth that house, in my opinion. I would have bought that house. She can have on the side just in case something went down. And then we kick it. Husband and wife. So that's it for me. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Did she deserve that house? Did she deserve an allowance? What's up? Or did Steven Jackson do the right thing by leaving her at the altar? Let me know. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I truly appreciate it. I'm Money Green. Talk to me. Make money, money, go shopping. Soon another video will be dropping.